Hey, how's it going? This is Grant Luna with Fidelity National Title, and for today's video, I'll be showing you how to streamline your marketing efforts using some strategic marketing, maybe choosing some specific target groups. That way, you're not just shooting to a broad range, you can really be specific with your messaging and generally who you're reaching out to. So, the two resources that we'll be covering today are Fidelity Passport and Fidelity Total Farm. If you don't have either of these resources set up, they're free. Great resources to start working with data, making your marketing strategies hopefully more effective. There's links in the descriptions with easy setup guides for both of those. Highly recommended to set those up and come back and watch this video. So first things first, we're going to jump into Fidelity Passport. And so if you don't have Fidelity Passport, it's a good resource for generating property profiles, but also it's really good at generating lists of data. So I've shown this in the past a little bit of how you can generate a list. You get, I think, 1,500 free credits for just the basic data. That can be like a neighborhood. You can pull full farms of people that are delinquent on their property taxes for free, up to 1,500 credits per month. So definitely worth getting familiar with and using. But what I wanted to show today is how you can actually generate some really specific targeted lists with Fidelity Passport and Fidelity Total Farm, somewhat creating some predictive models of who might sell based off some different reasons. So what you can always do with Fidelity Passport is navigate to lists right here. And I showed last week how you can set one of these things up. Let's say you're starting to market San Pedro and Rancho Palos Verdes. So I can select city here. Now I can scroll down to San Pedro. I can add it to the list. Then I can look for Rancho Palos Verdes, add it to the list. So now this is every single property over here at the right side of the screen for San Pedro and Rancho Palos Verdes. In the past, what I showed is how you can actually generate lists of delinquent property tax homeowners. So what I did was I selected property, for example, came in here to property type, then I went to residential, and then single family residential. I selected add, then I went to distressed, delinquent taxes, yes, add. So that's just a super basic list, right? And that's kind of you going through and selecting the criteria. But what's nice about Fidelity Passport is it'll actually generate lists for you. So let's get rid of this, everything except the city. And I can go to premium, and this list will cost money, but it's going to create a list that ideally is going to give you a more effective marketing outreach in the first place. So you can go to premium here, and then you can select instant list. And then with an instant list, you actually have this entire drop down of lists for you. So the example I wanted to show in this video is, let's say you come in here and you go to move up buyers. All you have to do is select it. And so now it's going to give me a list. If I look over here at the bottom right of the screen, so it's San Pedro and Rancho Palos Verdes. It's all people that have max 1,500 square feet in their property. It's giving me all these property types: condos, PUDs, single family residential, townhome, duplex, fourplexes, owner occupied, residential, people that have bought at the earliest 2020. So you've lived there for a few years by now. They have at least 30% equity. They're 24 to 45 and they have children at home. So these are people that might need some more space. So in their near future, they might need to sell and then buy a new property. So creating this target group of 541 people for you, where you could essentially just have this be your farm. So super specific and you're targeted. And also what's nice too is you can make some changes. So let's say I wanted to make it even more narrow. So I can even remove single family residences. So I can come in here, unclick single family residential. Let's get rid of all of these. Maybe I want to get rid of this PUD as well. So now I just want condos, townhomes, duplexes, triplexes, and quadruplexes as well. So now it's 156 people. I can come in here and add another city as well. And basically what I can now do is, let's say this is the list I want. Like I said, you can select next. It's going to cost some money. So this is a little under $10 to get this data. But once you buy it once, you always have it. You can even get some cell phones and phone numbers and emails for these people as well within Fidelity Passport, which is nice. So what I've shown in the past is how you can get this data and you can actually select the exports to ultimately get it into a system like Fidelity Total Farm. And why you might want data in a system like Fidelity Total Farm is that it allows you to interact with the data really easily. You can easily export that data to existing systems like Corfact and launch postcard campaigns really easily. You can purchase all the phone numbers and emails in that system and then throw it into one of your CRMs that you're already using. That could be like Keller Williams Command or a Compass system or Remax, whatever system you're using on the back end. You can run targeted social media ads to these people. You can print the labels and do a label campaign, a whole bunch of things you can do with Total Farm. So it's good to get the data here, throw it into Total Farm as well. So what we can do in that step to make sure that you're able to do that is making sure you're formatting the export, because it's going to make the import a lot easier. So what I showed in a recent video where I went over a similar workflow is you choose Farm Tool right here. And now it's going to give this export all of the headings. That makes it really easy to import into Fidelity Total Farm, so you have to do very little work. So let me go to an example of a different file that I've done in the past, but that will show how easy it is to get this over to Fidelity Total Farm. So I go to my past orders. Let's just assume that I bought that list of move up buyers. So now I can get that list. I can just download it to my computer. Let's just name it move up buyers. So now I can go over to Fidelity Total Farm. I can go to this bottom right button where it says import. And now I can basically choose that file. So let's go to move up buyers. Let's upload it. Now, since I formatted that export, all I have to do is select this template here, farm tool layout. It's going to match all of these for me. And now all I have to do by choosing farm tool layout is select process. And now all of a sudden I got that data from Fidelity Passport. Now it's going to be in Fidelity Total Farm, likely in a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, so we can see how long this takes. And now I have the ability to interact with that data really well. So now let's just assume that this is that move up buyer farm that I got from Fidelity Passport. And so now all of these records are imported for me. So it made it really easy to do. And like I said, now I can come into here. I can click this share button. I can export this data to Corefact, for example, and put it into a system like this where they have all of these postcard templates. So you have home estimate postcard that you're sending out to these people. And on the back end, it has a personalized QR code where if anyone scans it, they get taken to a landing page where they have a home evaluation that's personalized to them, and you're going to see who's actually scanning that QR code. So just one option. Like I said, you can export this to a CRM. You can come in here and press actions and get emails and phone numbers for all of the property owners right here for pretty low cost, about 6 cents per record. Run targeted social media ads to these people through this system as well. So you can go to Facebook, Instagram ads and place a Facebook, Instagram ad. There's videos for essentially all of these things on my YouTube channel. If you just search for them or reach out to me, I can send it your way. So that's kind of one way you can kind of create some targeted lists. Besides that, they have other options besides just move up buyers. Let's say you're a lender, they have a lot of options for you as well. So I can come into here, city, let's just choose a random one, and then go to premium. You have to select that first to get these instant lists. And I can choose people that have adjustable loans, that are FHA, that are free and clear, basically that need things like mortgage consolidation, or I have different situations if I'm a realtor, right? I can come in here and find distressed properties, out-of-state owners, people with negative equity as well that might be short sale candidates in this area, and do the same workflow over and over and over again. The second way that you can come up with more targeted marketing campaigns is, let's say you're in Fidelity Total Farm and maybe you just created a neighborhood farm. So I'll come in here to my farms, view farms. Maybe I've been consistently wanting to start farming to area 155 in Redondo Beach. So obviously this is a big map area. It's 2,338 people. That's going to include people that bought yesterday versus people that have lived there for 50 years. But what's nice about Fidelity Total Farm is it does come up with some predictive algorithms for you to make your outreach a little bit more specific and targeted. And one of those things is by taking advantage of the stats of this area. So if you click on stats within your farm, you have a good stat here that says average stay years. So it says on average, people own a home in this MLS area for 18 years before they sell. So you can take advantage of that within Fidelity Total Farm by minimizing your farm. So instead of needing to figure out how you're going to reach out to 2,338 people, obviously the cost of postage might be a lot for you too. You can actually just select stay years. And so now it's taking that farm and now focus it on just the people that are just under or just over that average length of time that people live there before they sell their home. So I can look here, and this is people that are 17 to 20 years roughly, so about that 18-year mark. So basically now you have 217 people. So you can really focus and use some of these metrics for you. So this is just the surface of Fidelity Total Farm and Passport and what you can do. But overall, these are two systems that can make your outreach more effective, more streamlined, more cost efficient, and hopefully get you some business moving forward.